How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Prazi here again with the man himself, Alan, from the channel Life in Taiwan. And today I wanted to talk about some things that you definitely should not do in Taichung, lest it get you in trouble.
Taichung or Taiwan?
In Taiwan, sorry. I keep thinking about the dazzling city that we're in right now, which I find that was Taichung's slogan, which I found rather funny because Taichung is not a city I would consider particularly dazzling.
Debatable.
Yeah.
We should probably mention one of the things that you can do is drinking in public, which we're doing.
Yeah, cheers.
So cheers.
I do love how I just made fun of Taichung for not being very dazzling, and now we're walking around some of the nicest, most beautiful parts of the city.
Well, yeah, we're in Chichi 7th District, which is like the Lani, Fancy Pants area.
Yeah, and it is nice. I try to get away from all the loud scooters and cars and things going by, only to be interrupted by cicadas.
But I mean, it's a more natural summer sound.
Yeah, that's very pretty here.
I think a lot of the Taiwanese people watching will like it, but maybe the Western viewers will be like, what's that fucking annoying sound?
Yeah, those are cicadas. They're like the loudest bug in the world. Yeah. It's not. I don't know. I made that up.
But they do like having sex. That's their mating call. That's what they're doing. They're trying to find a partner. Yeah. My mating call is kind of something like...
Okay. No, you know what your mating call is? Every time you walk by a rather attractive woman, you go, oh, hello.
Okay, that's what we do.
Hello.
Hello, love.
I'm just waiting for the perfect woman to walk up and go, hello.
All right, governor. You want son?
Anyways, enough of this waffling about. Yeah. Let's get to the video. So the first thing I can think of, so I should preface this by saying that Taiwanese people are incredibly friendly, and there's not a whole lot you can do that would put you in a really bad situation. Yeah, or piss them off. I feel like they're rather understanding. And again, I say this a lot, but Taiwanese people are really well traveled, and so they've been to other countries and they understand that you're a foreigner. You might not understand what you're doing. But having said that, I thought we'd talk about some things that we'd learned definitely not to do.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought of was confrontation, and not just confrontation. Confrontation is the root cause, the root problem, the foundation that can create a ton of other problems. But even putting yourself in a situation that can cause confrontation, huge no-no.
The one thing I said was like a road rage. Don't get yourself angry behind the wheel or on your scooter, because it's only going to go one way or two ways. The guy's going to be really offended and upset, and you're going to give yourself a bad name, or you're going to do it to the wrong person, and he will get out of his car and with a machete or something.
Yeah, and do some crazy stuff.
Like if they think you've made them lose face in a road rage situation, they'll do whatever they can. Certain people will do whatever they can to rectify that situation. Yeah. So yeah, that's just one example of confrontation that my ex-wife was an absolute bugger for. She would always get road rage, jump out of her car and shout and scream at people, and it would get her absolutely nowhere. So,
yeah, the thing is, confrontation is a no-go because of the idea that they want to save face and the importance of maintaining a relationship. I think one thing that we talked about was voicing a strong opinion. Well, yeah. Which is something Western people love to do. So there's a lot of overly political, I shouldn't say overly, very political people in the West that, you know, you can get yourself into, not trouble, I would say, but you'll definitely lose friends, because I think everyone's got that friend who's like on Facebook ranting on about Trump or ranting on about
Boris Johnson,
whatever the hell they care about in politics. And Taiwanese people don't give a fuck. Like if you're gonna be like that hardcore about it, and that person might disagree with you, they're not gonna argue with you.
Yeah.
They're just not gonna have it.
Exactly, yeah. Unless you say something really, I don't know, offensive or completely crazy, but they'll tend to just let it go. I feel like I've become a much more peaceful person over the past 12 years, because I really...
Pacifist, right?
Very pacifist. Like, just let it go, man. Just maybe that's my age, but it just so happened that I lived in Taiwan, but I feel like Taiwan has mellowed me out way more.
For sure, I totally agree. I think it's a really valuable life lesson that Taiwan taught me, that's for sure. The next thing I wanted to talk about is related to trash. Back in China, littering wasn't accepted, they say. Like, it's definitely something that people, if you asked a Chinese person is okay to litter, they would tell you no. However, very common sighting to see people dump trash or whatever, because again, a lot of these people that live in the rural areas don't have access to effective garbage management. Yeah. And so they'll burn it, they'll throw it away, they'll do whatever they have to get rid of their trash. Here in Taiwan, trash management is very important to them. Yep. So littering,
no go.
That is the one time where I think a Taiwanese person might actually risk confronting you is like, you can't litter. Like,
well, it happened. Even the guy, the foreign guy that threw a banana skin out of his car on his way to Kenting. The guy pulled up next to him and like threw the banana skin back in and said, "Would you do this in your own country?" And in fact, we would, with fruit peels and stuff.
Well, because if it lands on soil,
Well, yeah, it's thrown into the bushes or something. So, and there was a British guy. He got cancelled online.
Oh, he got lambasted online
for like something that we probably would do back home, but here it's just the action of throwing something that you don't want into the wild or public is just not done.
No, yeah, and I mean, of course, I know what you guys are gonna say. Littering is not okay in any country, but honestly, there are a few countries where it isn't as taboo as you might think.
The place where we live now, on the first day we signed the contract, they told us that one of the neighbors will like separate the garbage.
Yeah.
And we only have to pay $500 a month, and they will organize everything for us. Totally worth it. I would totally pay $1,000.
Oh my God, I pay like $5,000. Jesus Christ! Yeah, I hope they're not watching, because we're not going to pay $5,000 now that I've said it.
It's amazing. It's such a
time saver. Like, I like to cook. I cook like, I don't know, 2-3 times a week, I think.
Yep.
And so I throw away packaging and stuff like that. You know, trash. It would take me for friggin' ever. So you separate all the aluminum cans from the beer we drink and the plastic from the... But it's serious business here. I mean, the school I work for, I think in my classroom alone, I've got like 4 different trash cans for the different types of trash the students have to throw away. And it's commendable. I mean, I think it's awesome that they care enough about the environment to do that. I mean, I guess they don't really have a choice, right? Because Taiwan's not very big.
They can't just
so
be
storing
trash everywhere.
Exactly. So storing trash is something that they have to take rather seriously.
Yeah. But the point that you mentioned, the fact that it's in your kindergarten, shows that the kids just grow up with it.
Yeah.
And they learn it, so they just accept it as part of their life.
Right.
So.
And again, like in Canada, we separate our trash, but if you throw a can into the trash, I don't think anyone's
gonna fine or a ticket.
No one's even gonna say anything. But here it's like, you what? Like you did what? You threw a fucking can? Are you out of your mind? Yeah. The end of the world is coming. And I think the final thing that I wanted to talk about, interfering with my face, goddamn gnats. Interfering with family affairs, sort of like internal disputes.
Ooh,
so just to give you an example, you know, Taiwanese parents are really rather strict with their children usually.
Yep.
And they're very public about it.
Corporal punishment is very much a thing that exists here.
Yeah. So you'll often see, you know, a child misbehave. No, you won't often see that. Actually, you almost never see it in Taiwan.
Yeah.
But if a child does something that the parent doesn't like, they're gonna get, well, as you say, twatted upside the head. And you might even see some like rather violent acts, but again, and this kind of relates to the whole confrontation thing, you can't say anything.
No, you just don't get involved because you never know what could happen. You might get involved in some kind of court case in the future where you're accused of hitting the kid.
Even just the Western idea of social services taking away your child, if they deem your home unfit, is insane in Taiwan.
Yeah, your children are yours no matter. You have to try very hard to lose your kids.
They belong to you.
Yeah. We're gonna go this way.
Yeah, we're gonna interrupt this photo shoot. I'm so sorry. But anyways, yeah, so some funny stories, like my buddy James came to Taiwan. He lives in Japan. He's friggin' loved it.
Yeah.
And he was saying that often, and this was a shock to me, that Japanese children are often misbehaving.
Yeah.
And they're kind of a bit crazy. You know, and then so we're sitting on the HSR, which is here's a little bonus one. Don't fucking make any noise in the HSR.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We've had a talking to a few times from having talking too loudly.
Yeah.
So we're sitting beside each other, and then there's the aisle, and there's the 2 seats on the other side. It was a mother with her son. His mom was watching something on her iPad.
Oh yeah.
And the son wanted to go get a drink of water from his metal water bottle.
Okay.
And so he went to go grab it, but he fumbled it. He just accidentally dropped it.
And it made a noise.
Yeah, it made like a really metallic clanging noise on the floor. And without even looking up from her fucking laptop, the mom just went wham! And the sound of the back of her hand smacking her son was way louder than the water bottle hitting the floor. And my buddy almost jumped out of his seat. James was like, yes! Not that we're applauding child abuse, okay? It's terrible, but he was like, finally, because he's so sick of Japanese parents not knowing how to discipline their children.
Oh,
and he's like, is that common? And I was like, yeah, like, Taiwanese kids do not mess with their parents. Like, you are gonna, they're very strict. They have very high expectations of their children. There's zero room for messing about. I mean, look guys, there's loads of stuff you shouldn't do in Taiwan that we might find whatever in the West. And if you want, comment down below. Maybe I'll make a part 2 for some of the other stuff that I want to say, but I can't fit into this video. Yeah, there's probably something that someone will comment and we'll both be like, why did we mention say that? Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, we always forget stuff. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you like this sort of walk and talk. Me and Alan like to explore the area around our house to see all the stuff that's here, because I guess we're lazy and don't go out enough, so it's kind of fun to see like what's about. Well,
it's easy to sit at a 7-Eleven and drink a beer and talk about something, but I think people want to see a little bit of the surrounding area, so...
And lose a bit of weight. I'm getting fat. Anyways, you can follow me on my daily life on Instagram at Prozzy_SR. You can also follow Alan at Life in Taiwan 2017.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Peace.